Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Thursday. We got a 6-game slate, so real quick, let's see how we're currently doing tonight. So this is my final lineup here with Tyus Jones, D Wade, LeBron, Bam, JV, Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle, and Joakim Noah. So the three centers I liked, I talked about in my video, was JV, Noah, and Karl Anthony Towns. But I said based on roster construction, I probably wasn't going to go with Cat. Cat did really well. Joakim Noah did really well. JV, a little disappointing first price. I really thought he would get, closer to 40 fantasy points, but didn't kill you with 30 fantasy points, 7.4K, but definitely not what we were looking for. And then once Whiteside got rolled out, I really liked Bam. I also tweeted that I liked Olynyk. I talked about in my video too how D Wade was a really solid GPP play, and I went with him, got me 45 fantasy points. He did really well. Tyus Jones, went with him once T got rolled out. I basically told you guys to go on LeBron. I like this game stack, so LeBron, Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle, all doing really solid so far. It's early in the second quarter. Randle's got 20, Elfrid Payton's got 13, LeBron's got 24. It's a pretty solid start. Hopefully we can get in the cash. And yeah, let's get right into the analysis for the 6-game slate. So, brief overview here. I really like the Philly OKC game. I think this is, it's going to be really high over under. I definitely think it's got shootout potential written all over it. Cleveland, New York, that's just a headache and a half. There is going to be some good plays coming out of that game for sure, but your guess is as good as mine as who's it's going to be. So take some shots in that game if you want for GPPs, but just a nightmare of a game. I mean, it's two bad teams going against each other. I like that a lot, but it's just the rotation's so inconsistent. You can't trust Fizdale. Cleveland's been running a deep rotation, so that game's just going to be a headache. Golden State, Orlando. Boogie was rested, but he's going to be back. When Golden State's fully healthy, I don't like a whole lot on their side. Orlando, there's a couple plays I do like on their side. Minnesota, Indy, I think there's a couple sneaky plays in this game. So let's get into analysis. Westbrook here at 11.1, going up against Philly. This over-under I expect to be really, really high. I like Westbrook a lot here at 11.1. Harden at 11K. The matchup not the best against Miami here, but I think he's gonna go somewhat low owned, and he does have some upside in him. He had a decent game tonight, so I think Harden's okay. Golden State side, it's just when they're fully healthy. Nothing standing out the page too much to me for Golden State. As of right now, if someone gets ruled out, then maybe I would pivot. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards playing no Golden State guys. Ben Simmons, I want to get a lot of exposure to this game. Obviously, we got no Embiid for a little bit. So it's Ben Simmons, it's Tobias, and it's Jimmy Butler, the main catalyst here that I have interest in. Let's see. This Utah-Denver game, I think that also could be a sneaky game, but only for GPPs. I'm probably not going to target it too heavily. So Dennis Smith Jr. let a lot of people down because of David Fizdale's rotations. We know if he gets some minutes, he does have upside. It's a good matchup. But, is he going to play 20? Is he going to play 30 minutes? Who the fuck knows? It's David Fizdale. Let's see. I think Collison's solid. But it's really the Indiana bigs that I have interest in. D-Rose, GPPs only if Teague is out. It would be Tyus Jones again. I think it would be another solid value play if Teague's out. Dwayne Wade, I still do like quite a bit here, 5.1. His game against Golden State's not up yet, but he had 44 fantasy points. 5.1K just seems too cheap for him. I do think he'll be popular, D Wade, but I definitely think he is worth it. COLLIN Sexton looks somewhat appealing here at 5K. Obviously a pretty solid matchup here, but kind of been up and down. I definitely think he is in play. DJ Augustine, I think he's pretty solid. I like a few guys from Orlando. DJ Augustine is one of them here at 4.5. Going to play 25 to 30 minutes in an up-tempo game. So I think he's a pretty solid play. Other than that, Trier, if you want to take a shot on someone at the bench, he's been up and down. It's just a headache and a half with the Knicks. All right, let's move on to shooting guard. Let's see. Jimmy Butler, I do like quite a bit here. Again, it's Butler, it's Ben Simmons, and Tobias for me. So I think all those guys are certainly in play here. That's Jimmy Butler, perfectly fine there at 7.1. Let's see, Fournier, another Magic guy I do have interest in. He does have some upside. The price creeping up there a bit to 5.8, but I definitely think he is playable. And again, in an up-tempo game, he does have some upside. Let's see, Terrence Ross, I warned you guys about him. He was popular, and he busted. Look at that. 5 fantasy points in 20 minutes. That's what happens when you play scoring-dependent guys. Now, can he get you a big fantasy point night? Yes, but he can also kill you. So just be careful with Terrence Ross. I definitely think you can play him, but if his shot's not falling, he will kill you. Let's see. JJ Redick, I think he's okay. It's just never someone I really land on. He's going to play, 30 to 35 minutes. He's going to get you probably 25 to 30 fantasy points at 5K. I think he's certainly okay. Waiters at 4.9 also I think is decent, but personally I would rather just play Dwayne Wade off the bench. Dotson had a couple big games, and then he got David Fizdaled. Just played 17 minutes because Fizdale's a fucking idiot. But yeah, if you think he's going to play those type of minutes, it's worth a shot, but the Knicks rotation is literally impossible to try to decide. So that's why I just try to stay away from them. All right, let's move on to small forward. Paul George, also like quite a bit. If it's between him and Westbrook, it's tough. I think Westbrook is, higher owned. Paul George seems to go low owned basically every night, and he has just as much upside, if not more, than Westbrook. So I'm a little torn. I could play both Westbrook and Paul George. I'm considering it. If I'm playing one, I'm kind of undecided on who it would be. I think both those guys are pretty solid. Golden State guy, again, like Durant, all the starters for Golden State, they just don't stand out as great plays when everyone's healthy. Aaron Gordon, another Magic guy I do have some interest in here at 6.4. He's been up and down, but he does have ups. He has 50 fantasy point upside in up-tempo games, so like Aaron Gordon, pretty solid there. Then we got Thad Young at 5.9, and a matchup here against Minnesota. Minnesota plays big. Sabonis is out again. I would expect him to play 30 to 35 minutes. I think Thad Young's a really solid play there at 5.9. Isaac, I got to draw the line somewhere with some of these Magic guys. He's been okay, but I'm probably not going to go there. Knox, it's David Fizdale. You don't know what the minutes are going to be, but I think he is definitely playable there at 5.2. Let's see. Anything else down here? Koji, he picked up the start with no Teague. If he picks up the start again, I think, he wouldn't be the worst value play there of 3.5K. All right. Let's move on to power forward. So let's see. Tobias. Like I said, it's Tobias, Ben Simmons, and Jimmy Butler for me for Philly. All three of those guys, I definitely have interest. I'm at least going to play one of them for sure. Then you got Kevin Love at 6.9. So this is interesting. The minutes been creeping up there, 16, 22, 26, 28. He's got a really good matchup against New York. If we get word that he's not going to be on a minutes limit, I would like Kevin Love quite a bit. So I'm going to wait and see. Wait for more news here with Kevin Love. Millsap been playing really well. Matchup obviously not the best here against Utah, but I think he is in play. Draymond got in foul trouble, had a disappointing night against Miami. If I was going to play someone for Golden State, probably would be Draymond here at 6K. But I don't think I'm going to play any Warriors as of right now. So Kelly O, we got Whiteside got rolled out. So I really liked Kelly O and Bam. If Whiteside's out again, I think a really solid strategy would just to be play Kelly O and Bam together. Miami basically has no other bigs. They played Udonis Haslem actually for a few minutes, which I thought was pretty funny. He's like 40 years old. But yeah, Bam, Kelly O, I would like them both a lot if Whiteside's out again. Kyle O'Quinn, thought he'd get some more minutes. I rolled TJ Leaf, so I'm just going to stay away from that. Derrick Favors, he had a pretty big night against the Clippers. You know, do you ever really get excited about playing Derrick Favors? But at 4.5K, Denver plays big. I think he gets a little extra run. Definitely in play. I'm definitely considering it. Like, it's not an exciting play, but it's just the salary that makes him in play. So now let's get to the Philly bigs. So we got Boban's out and Embiid's out. We got Jonah Bolden and Amir Johnson here, and they called up Patton here, Justin Patton. So Jonah Bolden's not really a lock and load play. This guy gets in foul trouble very, very easily. He does have upside if he can stay out of foul trouble. But it's not like they don't have two other bigs waiting behind him. They got Amir Johnson. They got Patton. So, I mean, if I was going to take a shot on someone, it probably would be Bolden. But be careful. He like I said, he gets in foul trouble a lot. So there definitely is some high risk there. And if Whiteside's out, I would much, much rather just play Bam Adebayo there. I think Bam would just be a lock for me. Noah Vonleh, just, the minutes haven't been there for him. I can't do it. Henry Ellenson, out of nowhere, played 36 minutes. Dude, I don't know what the fuck to do with any of these Knicks guys. If he's going to play even close to that type of minutes, then you got to consider him. I don't know. If I was going to play someone from the Knicks, it probably would be Ellenson just because he's so cheap. He doesn't have to do much to get there, but who knows? He could get a DNP. I wouldn't be surprised. You just never fucking know with David Fizdale. All right, let's move on to center. Towns, back-to-back really big nights. I liked him tonight against Atlanta. Just went with the two Memphis bigs, though. A little tougher matchup here against Indiana at 10.5K. I think he goes really low owned. I'm personally not going to go there, though. Jokic, this is interesting here. The price at 10K at home against Utah. Centers have, Utah's not the worst matchup here for centers. Centers have been doing pretty good against Gobert. 10K, I think Jokic is a really, really sneaky GPP play that I don't think a lot of people will be on, but I think he has some pretty big upside. Vucevic, another Magic guy that I have interest in. Going up against Golden State. The worry is, obviously, he's going to be going against Boogie Cousins. There is some foul trouble risk for both those guys. Both of them pretty aggressive centers, so that is the concern. If Vucevic can stay out of foul trouble here, I think you can put up 50, possibly 60 fantasy points. A Gobert at 8.2, I get it, but I'm just not going to go there. Love, like I said, I'm going to take a wait and see approach. If he's not going to be on minutes limit, I would really like him there at 6.9. Whiteside, if he plays, is 6.8, only for GPP, so up and down. Capella, so Kenneth Faried got injured and did not return. So it's going to be interesting to see if Fareed's out, then Houston basically has no bigs. I mean, they got Nene, but they're not going to play him too many minutes. So I think Capella would be worth a look there at 6.7. Mitchell Robinson, I really liked him against Orlando. Got you 54 fantasy points. I don't think we can expect this again, but it's a good matchup here against Cleveland. I'm a little torn. I'm probably not going to go there just because, he can get in foul trouble very, very easily. He does, all the time. So 6.4K is kind of a lot to pay for someone who could easily get you 10 fantasy points. He does have huge upside. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to go with Mitchell Robinson. Now, Myles Turner, this is interesting. He got in some foul trouble, kind of had an off night tonight. Now he's got a matchup against Minnesota. Obviously, Minnesota plays big. Cat, a good offense, good on the offensive end, not a good defender. So I think Myles Turner has some pretty big upside here if he can stay out of foul trouble. I think Myles Turner, he could get up, 40, 50 fantasy points. So I like him a lot. For GPPs. Let's see. Already talked about those guys. Ellenson I talked about. Yeah, so I think that's basically it. So as of right now, I really like this Philly OKC game. So I'm probably going to get my stars from this game. And then, I do like a couple guys from Orlando. I like a couple guys from Indy. This Cleveland-New York game is just, I don't know what to make of it. There is going to be some guys who put up some big fantasy points, but it's just so hard to predict. Obviously, my favorite would be Kevin Love if he's on no minutes limit. But yeah, like any of these guys are playable. Probably my next favorite guy would be, Henry Ellenson, just because he's so cheap. It wouldn't need much to get there. But all these guys are in play. It's just your guess is as good as mine as what their minutes are going to be. So I hope I kind of gave you some clarity on the situation. Besides, this Cleveland New York game, just because it's so hard to predict. But yeah, like I said, I really like this Philly OKC game. So that's the game I want the most exposure to. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts on when news comes out throughout the day. And I'll be back for another video on Friday. So I'll see you guys then.